I am going to go through the language section of the TABE exam with you. As I go through that section with you, I am going to point out some tips that will help you become very successful on this part of the exam. In case you didn't know, the TABE is an exam that many people have to take in order to be admitted to the police academy as well as firefighter school. In addition, many law enforcement agencies use the TABE to screen candidates. TABE actually stands for Test of Adult Basic Education. As you can see on the screen, it's broken down into 4 sections, particularly reading, language, math computation, and applied math. I want to point out that the difference between math computation and applied math is, for this one, for math computation, you do not get a calculator, whereas for applied math, you do get a calculator. Similarly, there are two different types of TABE exams you can take. You can take a full battery, and as you can see, the battery consists of more questions. But more often than not, you will be given the TABE survey, which is a much shorter exam. All told, I think this exam takes about 2 hours to complete, whereas this one can take us almost 4 hours. As I said, I'm going to just focus on the language section today. More specifically, I am going to go through every single question with you. In case you're wondering, I pulled the practice exam that I'll be using in this video from Lake City Community College. There they have a fire academy, so they do offer some test prep, I believe. Let me say this before I dive into the meat and potatoes of this video. If you know that you're going to struggle with the TABE, the best thing to do is to take it once and really see where you stand. And then after that, approach a community college or a technical high school and ask if you can, if they have any test prep courses. I know many technical colleges do, so don't be afraid to ask. So let's go ahead and get started with the session. And again, I'm just focusing on language for this video. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to go through this very slowly. And in addition to going through it slowly, I'm also going to give you very detailed explanations as to how, as to why the answer that I chose was correct. So for questions 1 through 8, it says decide which punctuation mark is needed is in the sentence, if any. So let's get started. Number 1, the car needs to be washed, vacuumed, and polished. Okay. For these questions, it's best to pay attention to all the punctuation marks, including the lack thereof, because that's going to give you a clue as to how to go about answering these. In this case, we're missing a comma between washed and vacuumed, and that's because whenever you have a list of things, and in this case you have 3 things in the list, you always separate them with commas. So if I said I had a hat, a car, and a key, for example, I would separate those with commas. Okay? So that's that one. Number 2, I'm not going to spend $100 on towels. Since this is underlined, it's implying that the speaker is being emphasizing that, so we're going to go with an exclamation point. And as you just saw there was no punctuation at the end of that sentence. So you had to put something there, either a question mark, exclamation point, or a period. Number 3, the band took a break and everyone stopped dancing. So for this one, you're going to need a comma in front of the and. So it's going to be A. Why is that the case, you may be asking? These are two independent clauses. And whenever you have two independent clauses offset by a conjunction, namely and, you have to put a comma in front of and. So this is one independent clause. This is a second independent clause. If you were to take away these, and as far as independent clauses go, if you were to take away and then read the sentences by themselves, they would be grammatically correct. So the band took a break. Yes, that's a grammatically correct sentence. Everyone stopped dancing. That's also a grammatically correct sentence. So if you're not sure if it's a independent clause and you're going to need a comma, just get rid of the conjunction and read them separately. Okay? I will do a video on this in my grammar series, my Grammar Heroes series, eventually. So if at any point you don't feel as if I give you an elaborate enough explanation, just take a look at my YouTube channel. Chances are I will have a video about this particular topic on my channel. Number 4, I'm in agreement with that statement Bill said. Take a look at this. We have a quotation mark there. So we know we're going to need a second set of quotation marks to close this. We don't have it, so we're going to need to put those there. And that includes the comma inside of the quotation marks. Number 5, we had to go home, but we were promised to return later. Again, you have two independent clauses. We had to go home. We promised to return later. Those are two separate sentences. There's nothing wrong with those. They separate it with a comma and a conjunction, so you don't need to do anything to this sentence. Number 6, the art teacher asked Billy, will you empty the pencil sharpener? Okay, so let's take a look. We got some quotation marks. So the teacher asked, quotation mark, Billy, will you empty the pencil sharpener? Okay, so that's going to be B for that one. Number 7, who in the world, the sleepy man asked, would phone at this hour? So he's asking a question. You can see that there's a comma there. We're okay with that. Sleepy man asked, comma there. Who would phone at this hour? You can't just leave a sentence without punctuation, an end mark in particular. He's asking a question, so we put a question mark. How was the test, Mary? At first glance, you might think this is correct, but it's not. Whenever you put someone's name in a sentence, you usually offset it with a comma. So if I said, Andy, you are tall. As you can see, I had to offset that with a comma. Okay. This first section, again, was just punctuation marks. I will have plenty of these videos on my channel eventually. Alright, so for number 9 through 15, choose the word or phrase that best completes the sentence. This is testing your ability to match tenses in essence. So the best way I think to do this is to plug all of them in and see which one sounds the most correct. So there, blank, a good sale at the department store tomorrow. There are a good sale. There is a good sale. Yes, that sounds right. And again, we're matching is with a good sale. So if it said there are good sales, that would be correct, but there is a good sale. This is singular. Number 10, with hard work, someone with his talent, blank, bound to succeed. So it's his, it's singular. Is bound to succeed, that's correct, so we go with that one. If we plugged are in there, someone with his talent, are bound to succeed. No, he are bound to succeed. Doesn't make sense. He were bound to succeed. Doesn't make sense. He can bound to succeed, also nonsensical. Okay? Last night, Amanda's husband blank not want to go to the movie either. So we're talking past tense, last night. Anna's husband does, that's present tense. We can get rid of that one. Do, also present tense. Last night, Amanda's husband did not, past tense. Okay, singular. So we found it. We don't even have to look at that one. Number 12, Sam swam blank. Then Mike when they tried out for the school swim team. So in this case, we're looking at fast, faster, fastest. Okay. This is singular to describe one thing. This compares two things, and fastest compares multiple things. So Sam swam faster than Mike. We're comparing Sam with Mike. 13, after Sally got her term paper typed, she was very proud of itself. No, Sally's a person, and this is referring to Sally. Himself, Sally's a girl. Her, if you were to put her in there, that would mean Sally is proud of her. That means someone else, not herself. Herself is the correct answer. Number 14, the blank test papers were lost when the teacher's classroom was broken into. This is testing your ability to use an apostrophe. So we know we're going to need apostrophe. We can get rid of that one. So it's specifically testing your knowledge of a plural apostrophe. So this is referring to one student, like Jim's test, whereas this is referring to the entire class, so that's why we would put that one in there. Okay. Number 15, when Kathy went into labor, Mike blank to the hospital. Mike drove quick to the hospital. No, that's not correct. Mike drove quickly to the hospital. Well, this is a difficult one because we have to assume Mike's already driving to the hospital. So as soon as she went into labor as he was driving, he drove more quickly to the hospital. Okay. 16 to 25, it says, choose the sentence that is written correctly and shows correct capitalization and punctuation. Be sure that the sentence you choose is complete. So in these examples, you want to look for something. For these questions, you want to look for something that's automatically going to make it wrong, because as soon as you find something wrong, you can rule it out. So I was raised on a farm in Oklahoma. Wrong verb there. Please raise your voice. Nope. Again, just find that one thing that causes the whole thing to be wrong. Matt raised his arm to get the teacher's attention. Not bad, but for these you want to look at every single answer choice. Will you please raise for the national anthem? Again, this is wrong. Will you please rise for the national anthem? So we go with C. Number 17, when the ball team wins the championship, not a complete sentence. When the ball team wins the championship, comma, they got pizza. Okay, so again, the direction said make sure they are all complete sentences. This one is not. After the school dance is over, what? Again, not a complete sentence. Even when the car ran out of gas, well, when the car ran out of gas, what happened? Not a complete sentence. So we know this one is correct. It was over in just a few minutes. 18, he gave the book to the girl that was red. Bad sentence. Girl that was red. Girl who? Okay. People are always paired up with who. So we know that one's wrong. She planted a tree in the yard that was a cherry. this is referring to the tree, but the sentence is all messed up, so we can eliminate it. They took the old train to Silver Dollar City. This one sounds good, so for now we're gonna go with this one. The child picked a flower and gave it to his mother that was wilted. So the mother that was wilted or the flower? We don't know. The sentence is unclear. So this is the correct sentence. 19. At the game yesterday, one of the referees had to be replaced when he was run over by a linebacker. Not bad. So I'm going to mark that one as not bad. He had sing the solo. No, sung. So we can rule that one out. Or he sang. He had sang the solo. Again, sang. The child will be rode the bus. The child will be riding the bus. They were planting seeds for the fall harvest. I'm going to go with this one. No issues with it. Nope. I take that back. I apologize. And this is my first time seeing this, so bear with me. At the game yesterday, one of the referees had to be replaced. Has to be replaced. So it's past tense. This is had. Sorry about that. So this is wrong. This one is correct. Dr. Smith runs a successful clinic. For this question, I'm going to let you know that there are going to be some issues with it, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Mr. Well, that should be a period, not a comma. We can rule B out. Will you please stop annoying the dog? Again, we have quotations, but we don't have them over here, so we can rule this one out. He will finish the job, semicolon, however, it may not be done until tomorrow. This is a good sentence. I looked at the answer key, and it said that this one is incorrect, but in my opinion, it is correct. Dr. Smith runs a successful clinic. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes the people who make these tests make slight mistakes. This is actually a revised version of this test, so they've already fixed it once. I may send them an email in regard to this question, so we'll just let that one be for now. 21. Howard lives on the corner of Willow Way and Oak Drive. We got proper names, proper nouns capitalized, namely street names, so this is good. I'm going to mark this one and say, if the other ones, if I find another one that may be correct, I'm going to have to decide which of the two is going to be the best option. Michael J. Fox, you have to capitalize middle names. German and French, you have to capitalize French, F. My doctor, you got to capitalize the D in doctor. So it turns out this one is the most correct answer. Number 22, Mike's dog. Well, Mike's dog should be written like that, so we can go ahead and eliminate it. I don't understand the math problem. I like this one, so I'm going to earmark it and look at the other ones. Why wasn't? Oh, wasn't right there is missing an apostrophe. Cross it out. The baby's rattle fell behind the couch. Need a comma, 2 independent clauses, so we're going to go with B. Okay, number 23. Oh, exclaimed the real estate agent. Of course, you can see the house again. Take a look. We have quotation marks, but none here. Rule that one out. He held on so tight to the rope his knuckles turned white. That's not a bad one, so I'm going to earmark it. Cows can't. Need an apostrophe in can't. So we can rule this one out. All the girls is wearing. Subject doesn't match the verb. All the girls are wearing, so we're going to go with B in that case. Okay, 2 more of these. Count Leo Tolstoy wrote War and Peace. W is capitalized, P is not, so we know this one's wrong. P should also be capitalized. The flickering candle cast their faint glow. This should be its. The candle cast its faint glow. Again, candle's an inanimate object, so we go with the pronoun its, the possessive pronoun its. The barber asked, you don't need a comma here. The barber asked, comma, so we get rid of that. This one's wrong. Smoking can lead to health problems, yet people still do it, so we'll go with this one. Okay, number 25. And before I go on to 25, let me say this. I personally don't use yet as a conjunction. People do. It's just not a good practice. So I'm questionable on this one too, but we'll go with that one for now since it's the most correct one there. 25. Too many mistake in the report. Too many mistakes. Again, this would have to be plural. I can hear, spelled incorrectly, H-E-A-R. That's how you spell hear. How many times will it take him to get it right? She asked of the repairman. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to earmark this one. I don't see anything wrong with it immediately. The dog barked at the cat and then ran around the tree until it was dark. This is a run-on sentence. What's the giveaway? Got conjunctions. The dog barked at the cat and then ran around the tree until it was dark and, so this is a run-on. Okay, so this one is correct. For numbers 26 to 30, it says choose the sentence that best combines the sentences into one. So we're going to basically be rewriting these two sentences into one using by rearranging them in some cases and by using punctuation in others. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. The key, as was the case in last section, is to read every answer choice. As soon as you see one that doesn't make sense, cross it out. Okay? So number 26. The pushcart supermarket does not sell my favorite brand of potato chip. The grocery store down the street does. Okay? When I read these two sentences, this supermarket does not sell it. This one does. You can tell that these two words are opposite. This is positive. This one sells it. This one's negative. So you're going to have to separate these with something like but or however, words that indicate that these two sentences are not the same. So A, the pushcart supermarket does not sell my favorite brand of potato chip, but the grocery store down the street does. I like this. Basically combine the sentences using but. They're independent clauses, so you use a comma. I like this one, but let's check the other ones. The pushcart supermarket does not sell my favorite brand of potato chip. Likewise, the store down the street does. Likewise means similarly or in the same fashion. Well, these are opposites, so this one doesn't make any sense. My favorite brand of potato chips is not sold by the pushcart supermarket, but the grocery store down the street does sell my favorite brand of potato chips. Unlike this one's wordy. Okay? So we can eliminate it. The grocery store down the street does, so this one doesn't even make sense. So get rid of it. 27. The cowboy rode in the barrel races. His horse was brown with white stockings. They fell rounding the third barrel and still finished the race. Okay, so as we did in the last one, we're going to read through each of these. A, falling, rounding the third barrel. The cowboy didn't fall, the horse did, so this doesn't make sense. The brown horse fell rounding the barrel and the cowboy still finished the race. It's an okay sentence. There's nothing wrong with it, but let's read through to see if we have any better ones. The cowboy rode his brown horse with the white stockings in the barrel races, semicolon, they fell rounding. This is a good sentence. It combines the three sentences using a semicolon, so I like that. The cowboy and his horse in the barrel race fell. This one doesn't even make sense. We're going to go with this one. B's not wrong. C's just more correct. The car needs a new muffler. The car is noisy. Okay, so the car is noisy, needing a new muffler. Doesn't make sense. The noisy car needs a new muffler. That's a good sentence, so let's put a little tick next to it. The car that is noisy needs a new muffler. Don't really need all this compared to this one, so get rid of it. The car is noisy and needs a new muffler. Okay, so I like this one. I'm going to go with that one. This one's not correct. This one's just more correct. The fireman drove the hook and ladder truck through the street. The fireman sounded the siren. The fireman was careful. Okay, so let's take a look at our choices. A, the careful fireman drove and sounded the siren of the hook. The siren of the hook. Doesn't make sense. The fireman carefully drove the hook and ladder truck through the streets and sounded the siren. I like this one. Sounding the siren carefully, the fireman drove the hook and ladder truck through the street. This is not a bad sentence, but it would need a comma right here. For reasons, I'm not going to explain in this video, so this one's not correct. Through the streets, the fireman drove the hook and ladder truck, and he sounded the siren too. Not a good sentence, very choppy. So we're going to go with B. 30, it was raining. The children were bored. Their mother helped them bake cookies. Let's take a look at it. It was raining, semicolon. The children were bored, so their mother helped them bake cookies. It's not bad. It's just not a great sentence. Being bored while it was raining, the mother. This is saying that the mother was bored, so she helped bake cookies. That's not what the three sentences say. The bored children baked cookies during the rain with their mother's help. Nice and concise, well written. I like this one too. The helping mother baked cookies during the rain with the bored children. Choppy. So we're going to go with C. Okay, so for 31 through 35, it says read the paragraph and choose the sentence that best fills the blank in the paragraph. As you do problems like these, it's key to read the sentence before the blank and the sentence after the blank, because typically there's going to be a clue. Okay? It was a frightening storm. The rain beat down on the tin roof. Blank. This is where we put our sentence. The noise scared the children and they ran to their parents. So the rain's beating down on the roof and there's noise. Okay? So we need a sentence that's going to bridge rain beating down on the roof and noise. Let's take a look. Puddles on the street, not related. It sounded like machine gun. Machine gun does make noise. That would scare children, so we'll earmark that one. The birds were singing, not related. The weatherman predicted rain. Okay, so we go with B. It perfectly links this sentence with this sentence. 32. Mr. and Miss Sanchez grow things in the garden all year long. In spring, they grow flowers. In summer, they grow vegetables. In the fall, they grow pumpkins for their grandchildren. Okay. Then we got this blank here. We grow snails all year long too, says Miss Sanchez, but Mr. Sanchez says that doesn't count. So we got what? We got spring. That's one season. We got summer. That's another season. We got fall. That's another season. What are we missing? We're missing winter. They grow onions in the winter. Okay? In the winter, they like to build snowman. Not related. This is about them and their farm. Sam lives next door. About them and their farm, not Sam. The children carve pumpkins. Nope, we're talking about farming, what they farm. Okay? In 1930, Henry Okazaki started a new brand of jujitsu. I'm messing that one up today. Okazaki was a Japanese American who lived in Hawaii. He was trained in Japanese jiu-jitsu, but at the time, Japanese jiu-jitsu was only for Japanese men. So we have a problem. I'm just going to call it karate. Was only for Japanese men. And the next sentence says, so he opened his own school. So we got a bridge Jiu-jitsu or karate only being for Japanese men, so he opened his own school. He thought it should be for everyone. I like that. That bridges it. He was a very good surfer. Unrelated. Does not bridge those two sentences. Was a cousin of Don Ho. Unrelated. Japanese women taught other forms. Unrelated. We're talking about this guy and his experiences with karate. So we'll go with A. Or 34. Every Saturday, Mike bakes bread for his family. He works in the kitchen with the radio on. He mixes the bread dough and lets it rise. He then bakes it. Each week he makes a different kind of bread. Mike likes to bake. So we're ending this sentence. He broke his ankle playing tennis. Unrelated. His father used to bake. Again, this is about Mike and his family. Not necessarily his father when Mike was a boy. His children like to help him. We're not really talking about the children, so we go with D. Besides, his family likes to eat his bread better than any bread from the store. Okay? Blank. So this is the very first sentence. They don't treat their fish as pets. So we know someone doesn't treat their fish as pets. They put their fish to work. They keep the fish in water tanks that their cattle drink from. So someone who raises cattle and uses fish. Some farmers keep goldfish. Jumps right out at you. Okay? Again, farmers raise cattle, and we're talking about fish, in particular goldfish, and their purposes as far as farmers are concerned. Okay? I'm going to skip 36 and 37. I don't think those are good questions, so disregard these. Chances are if you see these in the actual TABE, they will be easier to do. These, in my opinion, are just poorly written. Okay, we're almost done. So for 38 and 39, it says read the paragraph, choose the sentence that does not belong. So again, we're thinking about linking sentences to each other in a paragraph, and we got to decide which one does not belong. Some farmers buy broken cookies from bakeries and feed cookies to their cattle. 2, they mix cookies with the hay. So we're still talking about cookies. First sentence says farmers buy cookies. Farmers mix cookies. Dairy cattle give more milk than beef. Okay, no cookies in there. The cows seem to think cookies are a treat. Cookies. So we got cookies in the first sentence, cookies in the second sentence, cookies in the fourth sentence, no cookies in the third sentence. Boom. Unrelated. 39, when Amy buys clothes, she shops around. So we got Amy buying stuff. She looks for sales and tries to find the best prices. So shopping around means, in essence, looking around for the best prices. So these two are definitely related. Amy makes money go further that way, or farther that way. Again, related to this, Amy has 17 sweaters. Unrelated. So we get rid of it. So correct answer is D. And this is all about Amy shopping around to save money. Okay, for 40 to 48, it says read the passage or letter and look for at the numbered or underlined parts. Choose the answer that is written correctly for each underlined part. So again, this is going to test your knowledge of punctuation and capitalization in particular. So let's go ahead and get started. You don't necessarily have to read through the whole paragraph. Personally, I like to take it segment at a time. So we got number 40 here, and it's associated with this question. On May 18th, 1980. That's not correct. Whenever you write dates, so if you were to write April 2nd, 1970, you would have to put a comma there, as well as after 1970 in a sentence. So we got that after, we just don't have it there. So we are going to choose this one. Number 41. Mount St. Helens. At the very beginning of this video, we talked about capitalization of proper nouns. You capitalize every first letter in a series of proper nouns, including saint. Okay, so we're going to go capital, capital, capital. We choose this one. 42. The whole top of the mountain blew off. Thousands of trees were blown down. These are two different sentences, so we need to link them using punctuation. We can't use a comma because they're separate sentences. We can't use semicolon because this is capital, so we're going to go ahead and put C. We just basically ended this with a period, capitalize that, and that's exactly what you do. Elk, bear, deer, beaver, and many other animals were killed. You have to separate all these with commas since they're in a list. So comma, 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 comma. And we find that one right here. Don't get tricked because they forgot to put a comma there. That's not correct. Not correct. Geologists had been monitoring the mountain and had warned people of the danger. Okay? That is correct as it is. Okay? This is the very last section. We're given a letter and we're asked to as we did in the last with the last paragraph, decide what's correct and what's incorrect. So 45, this is the heading of the letter. Everything in the heading of a letter should be capitalized. Harry's Hot Rod Emporium. Well, this says Harry Hot Rod Emporium. Should be Harry's Hot Rod Emporium. Okay. 46, I was in your store. You apostrophe R-E is a contraction of you are. I was in your store last week. Doesn't make sense, so we know this is wrong. We're going to go with B. Your is a possessive pronoun and it shows ownership. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Okay. 47. And bought a set of chrome-plated dual exhaust pipes for 1947 refitted Chevy. We have no punctuation between this. Chevy, I paid. So these are two separate sentences. We're going to need some sort of punctuation. Can't use a comma. They're separate sentences. Period and capitalization, that works. Chevy, I paid. Okay, so we're going to go with B. 48 is in regard to yours truly. As you can see, there's no comma here, so you always need a comma there. This one's wrong because it capitalized yours. Whenever you close an email or a letter, the first letter is capitalized, so best regards. Not capitalized, comma. Okay? That's capitalized, we know it's wrong. Yours truly, capitalized, we know it's wrong. Yours truly, comma, we know that's right. No comma there, so we know it's not correct as it is. So C. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. It was very long. As you can tell, I got tired as I went through it, but feel free to give me some feedback in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, that's all I got.